You know how sometimes when you're watching a movie and the place that they're showing on screen just, I don't know, it just looks so familiar. It's like, man, I really feel like I've been there, you know? Sometimes you feel like you can just drive into a scene with other characters. It's really cool. Huh. Oh well.
From the old movies of 30 years ago and beyond,
to the world of the new films of the last 30 years.
to the movies that are now playing, this is Old, New, and Now Playing. And now, here's your host, Will Robinson Smith.
Hello and welcome to Old, New, and Now Playing, your time machine through the world of movies. I'm your host, Will Robinson Smith. Thank you so much for joining me today. And you know, I had a really good time shooting my Southside with You review actually in Washington, D.C. And it just so happened that there was a movie that just came out that was not only set, but also shot in my beautiful hometown of Sacramento. So I figured, hey, I'm here for vacation. Why not go ahead and talk about it actually at some of the sites where the film takes place? So welcome to the City of Trees. This is your feature presentation. So Lady Bird is a film about a girl named Christine McPherson, played by Saoirse Ronan, who asserts her independence by giving herself the name of Lady Bird. She's a senior in a Catholic high school who's trying to figure out her course in her life while coming from a very middle-class family who, of course, struggles at times. The main point of struggle for much of the movie is her relationship with her mother, Marion McPherson, played by Laurie Metcalf. Both love one another, but they're very strong-willed characters, which means compromise isn't always the easiest thing to come by. The cast is rounded out by actors like Tracy Letts, Lucas Hedges, and Beanie Feldstein. So I realize it's a little campy to dote so much on the fact that this movie was shot in Sacramento, but honestly, this is the first film that I can actually recall that takes place in and was shot in Sacramento and really does a good job of embellishing this city and really cherishing the fact that it is set here. Sacramento isn't just the backdrop of the film, but at times it feels like an important supporting character. Having a location be so prominent in the story isn't something that's always done, but when it is, it really makes that city or town come alive when it's done well. Another film like that this year is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And while I don't have the same type of familiarity with Ebbing that I do with Sacramento, you can feel that that town has a lot to say in the story. Like me, director Greta Gerwig grew up in Sacramento and said in multiple interviews that the film was her love letter to the city, and it really shows. One of the best parts about this film is that you could tell that Greta Gerwig really took her time and very carefully chose the locations that she featured in each scene of the movie, and I thought they had a nice swath of different locations that gave you a good sense of what Sacramento is really like. And actually, you know that shot near the end of the movie, if you've seen it, there's a shot near the end of the movie which features Gunther's ice cream here. It kind of made me a little bit hungry, so if you'll excuse me, I'm just gonna... It was really good. You want some? Go get you a little bit? No? Alright, maybe later. As I mentioned, the film's central character is Lady Bird, played by Saoirse Ronan. Unfortunately, I missed her turn in Brooklyn, so this was my real introduction to her. First off, for being Irish, I thought she really nailed a Sacramento accent, but more importantly, there was just a real frank honesty to her performance. She's in virtually all of the movie, and I thought she has a nice evolution of her personality as she works her way through her senior year of high school and prepares to go to college. And even though I personally didn't go to a Catholic high school, I had a mom and 2 sisters who did, who said that that part of the movie really rang true for them. And even without the first-hand knowledge of going to a Catholic high school, I think the writing and the directing really captured the essence of what it's like to be a teenager in the latter part of high school. And part of that, I really have to chalk it up to the relationship between Lady Bird and her mother. And as with many coming-of-age movies, it's pivotal to see what the kid is rebelling against, but great movies in this genre allow you to really understand the reversal for the main character. While much of the story revolves around Lady Bird, one of the reasons we can connect with her and her struggle is because we also really understand her mother, Marion McPherson, and her motivations. Laurie Metcalf does a wonderful job in making it clear why she reacts in certain ways to some of the choices made by Lady Bird, with a hint of, because I'm your mother, as a rationale other times. The chemistry between Ronan and Metcalf really felt genuine most of the time, and the reality of watching a movie just slipped away. Like 3 Billboards, it felt like just witnessing a slice of life. So a story like this really hinges on having a strong supporting cast, and I felt like those that were surrounding Lady Bird really helped flesh out this world and create a very solid, somewhat fictionalized version of Sacramento. Beanie Feldstein plays Lady Bird's friend in the film and is a lot of fun to watch. She and the other high schoolers are probably far beyond their actual high school years, but similarly to Spider-Man Homecoming, I thought they found a nice crew of actors that genuinely seem like they're in high school. It's a small thing, I know, but it can really take me out of a movie when it's clear that certain actors, they have no business trying to pass themselves off as high schoolers. James Franco in Spider-Man. If I have any gripes with the film, which I really don't have too many, one would just be that I wish they could have fit in just a few more things that I feel like are quintessentially Sacramento. For example, they talk about colleges a fair amount throughout the movie, and they also cross this bridge a number of times, which is a little bit odd because they never actually mention Sac State as an option for Lady Bird, which is weird. It's like literally right around the corner here. So I don't get it. All in all, if you couldn't tell, I really enjoyed this movie. The location gives it a special place in my heart, but it offers enough beyond that to make it a wonderfully accessible movie to anyone. The characters are rich, it's a well-written story, and maybe it will encourage more people to come and visit Sacktown in the future. I give Lady Bird a 9 out of 10. This is absolutely one of my favorite movies of the year, and you may see it make an appearance in my top 10 movies of the year list somewhere. So those are my thoughts on Lady Bird. When you've had a chance to see the movie, I want to hear what you thought about it, and what's another film that you really enjoy that features its location as a central part to the story? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. That will do it for this road review episode of Old, New, and Now Playing. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, that would be great, and let me know if you want me to do some more of these in the future. I would love to add one to my schedule in 2018. If you have a movie suggestion or a location for a review that I could go to, drop it in the comments section below. I'd love to try to see if I can make that happen. Thank you so much as always for watching. You guys are great, and I'm gonna go get more gun throughs. You want some? I'm gonna go do that right now.